This is Russ. Hey, did you guys miss me the other day? Yeah, today is Wednesday. By the time you see this video, it'll be Thursday. Yeah, I had a lot of things going on over the weekend. Didn't get a chance to make a video. Yeah, so I kind of felt kind of bad, but sometimes you just got to take care of business. So I was, doing some personal things for the last several days. So anyways, I have some announcements for you guys today. A little bit different video today. Typically, this might be like a non-e-bike video, but I figure it's time to kind of talk to you guys about some stuff. And so we're going to talk about things that have nothing to do with e-bikes right now, but stick around because you're going to want to find out what's happening to me so far. Okay. So here's the thing. Over the last several weeks, as you know, I've been coughing quite a bit, and I was always dried out. My throat was always dried out. My voice still sounds funny. I think it's been sounding funny for the last couple months now because I'm so dry in my throat. Well, I had that persistent cough going on, and that has gone away. Yeah, I don't have that anymore. It's gone. But we got new issues going on now. All right. Now, here's an interesting thing. People were speculating what's wrong with me. You got COVID. No, I don't have COVID. Never had it. And then they said, well, it could be other issues. It could be acid reflux. So I went on a couple of regimens of acid reflux medicine. Didn't help. Didn't do anything. So the cough eventually just went away by itself. All right. I took antibiotics that my doctor had given me, and that didn't help either. So essentially, it just went away by itself. Now, we did mention before that we were going to try to do this diet thing. Remember that? We said that I was going to try to lose 10 pounds, before the beginning of the next season of riding time. And I've said that, if you guys were thinking of doing that, you should do that too. And then I had lost a couple pounds, as you know, during that time. So I've lost now a total of 12 pounds. Yeah, 12 pounds. Now you may say, that's great, Russ. You're doing good. Well, not so good. Okay. So let me go into some other areas and learn about my health issues here. So I mentioned before too that I was drinking lots and lots of water, right? I mean, I was just like thirsty, nonstop thirsty. My mouth is totally dry. And I'm drinking a lot of water. Well, that also meant that you had to go to the washroom all the time, too. Like literally every half hour, I was going to the washroom. And then a couple of you guys reached out to me and said, Russ, I think that might be diabetes. Yeah. So that put a scare into me because I was pre-diabetic at one time. Then I lost a whole bunch of weight and then was not diabetic anymore. So I said, well, I don't know. Maybe there's something to it. So I started looking into it. I said, what are the symptoms of being diabetic? Well, let's see. Dry mouth, drinking lots of water, going to the washroom every half hour. Okay, maybe not every half hour, but for me it was. It was a lot. And weight loss that you can't explain why you lost so much weight. If you add all that stuff up together, that's diabetic. Yeah. So we did a finger prick test, at-home finger prick test. And I think you have to be under a 7 or something like that in order to be considered pre-diabetic. And I think something like 5.6 or something like that to be considered normal. Yeah. So I did the test. The first time we did the test, I guess we didn't get enough blood sample into the test. And so it came out, couldn't give you an answer. They only give you 2 tests on these at-home devices. So I did a second one, and it came out 13. Yeah, you need to be 7 or under. I'm at 13. All right, so that's not too good. So it pretty much confirmed to me, I'm probably diabetic at this point. So I have a blood test that's going to be taken today at 3:30 in the afternoon. I decided they didn't tell me not to fast or anything. I figured if they're going to draw my blood, I probably should be fasting. So I haven't eaten anything since, I don't know, 9 o'clock or so at night. So by the time I get to them, 9 o'clock to 9 in the morning, that would be 12 hours, add another 6 hours of that. So what is that? 18 hours. Yeah, kind of hungry right now as I'm making this video. But I figured, they didn't mention it, but I figured I might as well do the fasting before going in. So I don't know which test they're going to give me or whatever, but I figured, hey, why not? And I'm going to tell them, hey, I've already fasted. Give me the fasting test too, because I don't want to fast again. So how did I lose all this weight? Have I been eating less and like? No, I've been eating stuff, but less of it, and definitely less of the stuff that's probably not good for me. So yeah, I've lost quite a bit of weight at this point already. So now I talked to somebody else who is diabetic, and he told me that, you know what, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to take a major crash in weight. Hey, it's a way to dropping my weight, right? He says, but you'll bottom out, and then you'll start coming back up again, and then it'll stabilize. So I guess he told me that he had lost 40 pounds. I think he was, I can't remember what he said. He was maybe like 220 or something like that. He had lost 40 pounds, and then it came back up a little bit. So he gained a little bit more, but overall he kept a lot of it down. And of course, you're going to have to change your diet and everything like that too. So I've been eating a lot of salads lately. And so that has dropped my weight down as well. So here's what I'm going to say. By the time our riding season happens, I'm going to be down quite a bit of weight. I already kind of know. If, in fact, I am diabetic. I have not seen the doctor for this yet. Again, like I said, I'm going in today for a blood test. And then I had to change doctors, too. My doctor's going into a different type of practice where he's charging a couple $1,000s a year just to see him, but they're longer consultations with him. I can't afford to do that. I'm not going to do that. So I switched doctors to another doctor, the Chinese guy. I've never met him, but my doctor recommended me to him, so I made the switch. But the earliest time that he can get me in for a physical is March 20th. So I told the lady on the phone, I says, well, I kind of think I might be diabetic at this point. I did a test, and my test result came out 13. So she says, we can immediately get you a blood test, and we can check that out. And while you're waiting for your next standard physical, we'll check it out, then we'll go further from there. So that's where I'm at this point. I was taking care of a lot of that type of stuff the last couple of days. And, switching doctors and stuff takes a while. I mean, you got to contact your insurance group and all that, and then you got to make sure he's in network, and then you got to call the doctor's office and make sure you can switch over, all this type of baloney, okay? So that's why I was kind of tied up. I couldn't make that video. So today's video, I kept thinking about it. This should be a video about e-bikes, but I wanted to let you guys know where I am on a physical standpoint, because I told you guys about the problems I was having, and I felt I should at least let you know where I stand. Now, I appreciate all of your support and all of the comments, trying to figure out what's been wrong with me for the last couple months. Here's how I think a lot of this happened. First off, I always eat stuff that I probably shouldn't be eating, right? That's a big thing. Secondly, I have not been active for a long time since I stopped riding my bike. Think about this. I had the coughing stuff going on for almost a couple of months, and then now the holidays came through and everything like that. So I would say I've been totally inactive for the last 3 months. Yeah, inactive meaning sitting on a recliner chair literally almost 24 hours a day. I even slept on that recliner chair the entire time. I'm still sleeping on it. Here's why I'm on the recliner. Now, I've slept on the recliner chair before. You guys know I had a knee replacement done. I stayed on that recliner chair pretty much the entire time during the knee replacement, which was a bad thing for knee replacement stuff. Okay, so if you're knee replacement people, don't sit on a recliner chair. It ruins your extension. Okay, you have to make better extension than what a recliner chair gives you. Okay, that's just my my thing to those knee patients who are still watching. All right, but yeah, I slept on that during that time because you can adjust the angle. I guess they have beds that angle back and forth, but the recliner chair is all I got, so that's what I sat and slept on. And so when I had the coughing problems, the same type of thing happens. As I laid back, I coughed more. So if I can adjust, the back of the recliner chair where I'm kind of sitting up a little bit, it was a little bit easier for me for the coughing. So there I stayed for a couple of months, and there I am still. Okay. Now I plan to go back laying down very shortly, back on a normal bed. But I've been on that thing for the whole time. So total inactivity is not good for your heart and everything else, and I'm sure that was a major factor bringing this diabetic potential for me. Okay, I can't say I am fully until I actually get the doctor's approval, or his diagnosis, I should say. But at this point, given everything that I know about the symptoms that kind of prove that you are, I'm pretty sure I am. And plus that finger prick test, showing a 13. Now, that thing could be off. We don't know if we did it right or not, but that sure sounds scary when you're supposed to be about under 7 and you're at 13. This is the A1C test, okay? This is not the other test. So just so that you know, it's the A1C test. And that thing, I think, measures how your blood has been for the last 3 months. Now, if you add that into all the inactivity I've been having and also the coughing and stuff like that, and really not moving around for all that entire time, I think that kind of spiked it. So can I get rid of it and not go into medication? That is the question, all right? So when I finally do get the results and then I get to talk to some of these guys, my hope is that they say, okay, we'll let you off of medication for a while and you got to drop this thing in the next 3 months or whatever they time to give me. And if it doesn't happen, then we go into medication, right? I don't want medication, right? Nobody does, right? First off, it's costly, but although they do say as long as you don't have insulin involved, then the cost isn't as expensive as some other diabetic medication. But I don't want it at all, okay? So here's what I'm going to tell you guys, all right? Watch your health, okay? Keep active. Don't eat all the junk that I eat. Watch your sugar levels. Take a look at your carbohydrate stuff. And by the way, I did eat a lot of carb stuff during that time. Yeah, a lot of fried rice and a lot of pizza and breads and pasta. And yeah, all that stuff's going to have to be cut out. So here's what my diet's going to look like for the coming months. And unless the doctor says I shouldn't do it, it's going to be a lot of salads. It's going to be a lot of salads. And you'll get some meat stuff in there in between. I mean, usually my salads, I'll put some like chicken or something like that. So I'll usually put some shredded cheese. I'll put some chicken in there. I usually will eat romaine lettuce or even what do they call those things with the arugula? Spring mix. There you go. I eat a lot of that kind of stuff. The problem I have though is I usually use Thousand Island dressing, and that is not the best dressing to use if you're diabetic. But I don't like a lot of other dressings. I'm just gonna have to kind of deal with it, I guess, with that. So it's gonna be a lot of salads. So expect to see my weight drop. Okay. Now here's how you can tell. Usually you can see it in my face. Yeah. I mean, I know you guys don't see the bottom half of my body on these videos, but usually you could see it on my face. Yeah. So take a look at some earlier Russ is Right videos. Okay. And you'll see that, wow, he kind of looks a little different. Yeah. That was when I was down probably, if you look at some of the knee replacement videos, I was down to like 230 something. Yeah. So right now, I think my high when I'm guessing again, I may be off by a pound or two. From all the inactivity the entire time, I told you guys I was usually around the 260 range, and I told you guys I went up. I think I hit like 268, 269. Yeah. And right now, from this morning, I measured at 258. So we're already down. What is that? 11 pounds? Is that what I said in the beginning? I think I'm down 11 pounds at this point. And considering it hasn't been that long, 11 pounds drop in that time period since we announced we should be going on some type of diet, that's a lot of weight loss. I mean, I got to the point where I said, I don't even know how I lost this weight. And that's why I think it's the diabetic sections of it. That's what's causing all this, right? The one thing I did say that was good is if the diabetes is forcing me to eat better and forcing me to lose some weight, maybe this is the way to lose it. They've even told me that some of the medication that's given to diabetics will give you weight loss. I mean, think about Oprah, right? You guys heard about Oprah. She lost a lot of weight, and at first she said that she didn't take any drugs, and then later on she admitted that she was taking the drugs that the diabetics get because that kind of helps in weight loss. Well, I hope not to take that, quite frankly. I hope to just naturally do it by just eating salads and watching what I eat and, trying to be a little bit more active. Now, how am I going to be more active? Well, you guys know that I have a recumbent bike, right? Maybe some of you guys don't know. I do have a recumbent exercise bike made by Schwinn, all right? I've had it since before the knee replacement actually happened. I used it a little bit for the knee replacement thing. Then I just kind of set it aside. I haven't used it since. And since getting the e-bikes, I haven't been on that thing. That thing's going to be the thing that's going to keep me active while I'm inside. All right. So I'm going to have to do that. Now, others have said you should do some walking. Well, the walking thing is kind of an issue for me because I still have the bad hips. My knee is better. You know, my left knee is better. My right knee, I haven't felt anything wrong with it in a long time. We do have a treadmill that's downstairs. I could use that as well, but I think I'm actually over the weight limit of the treadmill. I'm about 258 right now. I think the weight limit on that particular machine is like 225. So I don't know whether I can actually go on it or not. I probably could do it. You know, I just don't want to kill it and ruin the machine. My wife uses it as well. So I may have to do some of that too. So here's what's going to happen in the next several months. All right. A loss based on what I'm eating, hopefully dropping the A1C, and then also exercising while I'm stuck here during the winter. And by the way, today, well, I should say yesterday and last night, we had quite a bit of snow come down. It did stick. I had to pull out the snowblower for the first time of the season, and I snowblowed it. The driveway still looks pretty good right now. You know, you go to sleep, sometimes it continues on. But the stuff in front of the driveway, you know, when the snow plows come, they bury you with all the snow that comes from the street. I got to deal with that now. So anyways, that's what I wanted to tell you guys, let you guys know. I've always been transparent with you guys of what's been going on with me. So I just wanted to let you guys know what's happening in terms of my health. And we'll find out more. And as I find out more, I'll let you guys know. Okay. Now, I know a lot of people say, why are you telling everybody all this stuff? You know, it should be private stuff. It doesn't bother me. It really does. It bothers Mrs. Wright probably more than it bothers me that I'm letting everybody know. But hey, you know, it's a journey. And I think you guys know me well enough now from just watching my videos that you should know what's going on. So that's what's happening with me. I hope it doesn't happen to you. But I'm going to tell you right now, be careful of the things that you eat. Be careful of how much you eat. Keep yourself active, you know, especially during the winter months now. That's going to play into effect. So if I get better, I will let you know. If I get worse, I will let you know. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Do not hit the dislike button because you didn't like what I was telling you. If you know, I've noticed sometimes people put a dislike on a topic they don't like, but not necessarily that they didn't like my presentation of that topic. I think the dislike button is really more like you just hated everything about the video and you hated what I had to say. That might be a dislike, all right? But for this one, let me know what you think. If you have suggestions for me to, you know, for if you are diabetic and you have suggestions for me, let me know what I should be doing as well. Because this is all brand new to me. I don't know anything about this whole diabetic journey. And my hope is to be able to reverse it. I don't know whether I'm too far gone at this point to be able to do that, but my hope is to reverse it. So if you know anything about that, put it in the comments. Don't email me, just put it in the comments because I think it would be helpful for everybody else to see that too. Because I know a lot of you guys actually do read the comments as well. Oh, and let me apologize too. And you might have noticed too that I hadn't responded to comments probably for the last week. You know, usually I'll put at least a thumbs up. You know, if you see some type of thumbs up, it may not look like it's coming from me, but if you see a thumbs up, it could very well have been from me. I usually answer everybody's comment, but this last week I wasn't able to do it. I was just dealing with stuff, so I apologize for not being able to do that. I tried to get back, and I did the last video. I tried to catch up a little bit, but there's too many comments. I did read them, okay, and some of them I just skimmed because I just had too much stuff going on. So anyways, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and I will talk to you guys next time.